What is going on, guys? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we are going to be talking about Reddit. That's right, Reddit, for our dealer review series. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, so if you haven't heard of Reddit before, basically Reddit is an online forum that has many different what are called subreddits of the internet. So basically it's one giant forum where there are a bunch of sub-forums within the forum, and they span from pretty much anything you can think of. Cooking, video games, collectibles, news, stock market, whatever. The limitations are endless. So I want to specifically talk about one subreddit called PMs for Sale. So PMs for Sale is a Reddit subreddit where people buy and sell bullion coins, or precious metal coins and bars and things like that. Precious metals in general. Anything precious metals you can buy there. Now I want to talk about them because they are a subreddit that I have used for quite a while, and I want to discuss why I think that's a good option when searching for precious metals. And this doesn't just involve platinum. I decided to talk about this because that is probably the best place to get platinum, because it's where you will find the lowest premium. Why is that? Because everyone on this Reddit is reselling stuff that they want to sell, right? They're trying to either flip their platinum, or they're trying to just sell their platinum because they need the cash, or whatever. And that is where I have found the best deals on platinum overall. Because as we all know, platinum has a very high premium. And so if I can save anything on that premium, I will. Now, as you can see here, I have my platinum maple out on display. That is because I picked up this platinum maple. This was actually my first 1 ounce coin. I did not have a 1 ounce at that point. And so I picked this up for a very reasonable premium, considering where spot was at the time. I also want to talk about some pieces that I no longer have, but still got a steal of a deal from. So I had someone sell me platinum at spot. That is right, at spot. It was fractional platinum, no less. So I had a 5-gram Credit Suisse platinum bar. That was sold to me at spot, shipping included. That's crazy. I also had a 1/4 ounce platinum eagle that was graded. It was a 69, but it was graded, and it was also sold to me at spot. Now, unfortunately, I flipped them both for a profit a while back to flip into a 1 ounce coin, but I did find platinum at spot, which is incredibly unheard of. I don't really know why the individual sold it to me at spot, but they did, and I took it. Now, a couple things I want to talk about Reddit, okay? One good thing about Reddit that I like personally over other places like Facebook or Craigslist or whatever is it's all anonymous, right? On Reddit, all you have is your screen name, okay? You can put a photo, but you don't have to. Nobody really looks at the photos. And you just have your username. And so it's all anonymous. Until you send the person your address and name and stuff, it's all anonymous. The entire transaction is anonymous. Now, they also have a feedback forum set up where you can see other people's feedback on the forum as far as their buying history and their selling history. It's a lot like eBay, only the history matters a lot more on this site than it does eBay, right? Because eBay can have a lot of fake history, whereas this site, they have measures in place that really eliminate and reduce any fake or obviously phony feedback. So in my experience, I have probably done close to 100 transactions on this website from silver, gold, and platinum. And that is actually where I got my palladium ballerina. Now, I also got that at Spot, and that was when Spot was low. So I've made a good amount of money off that. Now, I want to put a word of caution out there. When you first go on this subreddit, you want to kind of get a feel for how things work, right? You want to investigate how sales are made and things like that. And before you make your first purchase, look at a person's feedback. Any posting they have made will have a little link at the bottom saying this is their feedback, right? And you click that and it takes you to the page that shows you their feedback. If they have a ton of good feedback, you know they're a legit person. If they have any bad feedback, you know they're not legit. Usually after one or two bad feedbacks, they just completely eliminate the person from the platform. Anyways, but you want to see a lot of good feedback before you make a purchase. If you don't see any feedback, what usually occurs is you can ask the person, hey, you don't have any feedback, would you mind shipping me the coin first? If they agree to that, then when you get the coin, take it to your local dealer or jeweler or whoever has testing equipment, or if you have your own, you can do it yourself, but get the coin tested, make sure it's all authentic and real, and then you can pay the person. Now, a lot of people don't like to ship their stuff first because they think they might get scammed. They also have measures in place for that. They have what's called a middleman of the transaction. These are dedicated volunteers who have decided to volunteer their time and effort into being a middleman. Usually this is a person who has their own Sigma or some other type of equipment that can do the testing of the coin or the bar. So what happens is the seller will ship their stuff to the middleman. The middleman will test it. The middleman will message the buyer saying, hey, it's all authentic. It's all good. You can buy this. And then the middleman waits until the buyer pays the seller, and then the middleman ships to the buyer. So it's a three-way process, and it's all secure. It's all heavily vetted people doing the middleman stuff and things like that. So there are a lot of measures, guys, put in place to benefit both buyers and sellers and keep people protected. At the end of the day, when you're buying things online, there is always a risk. There's always a risk no matter what you do. You're going to run some type of risk. You personally just have to make the decision on whether or not the risk is worth the benefit, right? I can say from personal experience, I've made hundreds of transactions, probably close to 100, either selling or buying on this platform. I have built up a lot of feedback, and because of that, I know that I have not run into any issues personally. I have always done my research on the seller, looking at their feedback, and taking the proper measures, and I have yet to run into any issues. Most people are just honest people, right? Just the best advice I can really give is if you message someone saying, hey, I saw you posted a Platinum Eagle for sale for $1,000. Would you mind sending me some closer pictures? Do you have a Sigma? You can send me a picture of it on the Sigma. If you don't have a Sigma, where did you buy it? Do you have a receipt? If they have no feedback, hey, would you mind shipping it to me and I'll get it checked out at my dealer? If they message you back and it's broken English, and this is not in any way meant to be rude or inconsiderate of individuals who may not speak English for their first language, but it is a key sign of someone who it may not be legitimate if they're speaking broken English, or they can't, type out sentences that make complete sense, or they give excuses or just say, hey, I'm not a scammer, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's probably the first sign that they're a scammer. If they're trying, they automatically get defensive and say, oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Feel out the person you're buying from. If you've never bought from them, some people I've bought from multiple times and sold to multiple times, but If you've never bought from them, feel them out, send them a message, ask them questions. If they respond and their words make sense and they're willing to work with you on any questions you may have or any concerns you may have, they're probably legit. And at the end of the day, probably will be all right. But at the end of this video, guys, I just want to, again, I'm going to put a link to the Reddit below, but always use extreme caution when buying online from random people. Do your own research, cover all your bases, make sure you are covered, okay? And that's all I have for you today in regards to buying precious metals on Reddit. It is a great platform. I highly suggest, even if you don't plan on buying anything, just go check it out and see what they got, you know? But yeah, guys, I just wanted to kind of make this video discussing where I have purchased so many precious metals, including platinum, and almost always for a very reasonable premium. And until next time, guys, we will see ya.